I wanted to come back to a theme we've discussed before, and that's the role of youth in Kuwait. There was a period in the last couple of years when it looked like youthful activists with some guidance from their senior mentors were really sort of setting the agenda in Kuwait, and we're going to have a permanent and lasting impact. I've always thought, at least I've thought for several years, that youth is fleeting and highly overrated. But what do you think? I mean, was this a flash in the pan, or are those people going to be, have they cut their teeth now? Are they going to be different kinds of political actors, different kinds of political leaders as they emerge into different roles in the polity and the society?
Well, one thing about youth is that they get old, and so the people who are the young ones that you look at, 5 years from now, they're going to be more grown up, they're going to have more skills, they are going to have different views of how they should get involved in politics. I think of someone like Khalid al-Fadlallah, who was one of the organizers of the Orange Movement in 2006, very much, sort of a student radical or a immediately post-student radical out in the streets doing things. And he and his friends have become much more, maybe you'd call it, political operatives. They're much more engaged in political organization, in building coalitions across different groups. They have very good skills. They don't all agree on everything, but they already are. Youth already is in the system. I think that when people talk about youth, especially in the context of Kuwait and the demonstrations that took place in the 2 years before this election, they're thinking of young kids from the tribes. And that is really not what they should be thinking of. The people who organized and participated in the demonstrations, there was a very broadly based movement. A lot of urban Kuwaiti youth and sort of 20, 30-somethings and 40 and 50-somethings. I was in the last Dignity March on the 30th of November last year. And there were grandmothers and people with baby buggies. So it's we really are looking at, I think, a very different approach to politics by Kuwaitis as a whole. It reminded me a lot of mobilization in Turkey, which also is going across groups. And sometimes this happens below the radar. We get very bad reporting on the Middle East in the United States, and you sort of get this one flash picture that is filled with 15 facts and 18 errors, and you're supposed to make sense out of this, and you only get them every few weeks. So I think that it's not surprising that people don't know that much about what's going on, but I think they should also apply what is going on in their own country and in their own lives to try to analyze what possibly is going on in other countries as well, like Kuwait.